Hello, my name is Ira, and I was recently tagged for the 10 crafty questions by Maddie, Crafty Lore. So thank you, Maddie. It has taken a lot of time to finally record this video. This is the second time I'm doing that, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Let's get started. And at the same time, I'm gonna get ready and prepare some detail and decorations for my current project, which is actually it's supposed to be a December daily, but in fact it can be just a winter journal. So let's get going. My name. So I have already mentioned my name is Ira, and my second name, I have a couple of them. It's Svidritska. The second question is, how did you come up with your YouTube name? My YouTube name, the name of my channel, I would say, is Meditative Scrapbooking, and I think that it was just, and it is just a reflection of the general concept and general idea of my channel and my craft and the things I do. It's about craft as meditation, craft as relaxation and mindful process. Because when I'm crafting, I'm usually either listening to some meditation music, or just to some peaceful, relaxing music, or I can even listen to or some audiobook or anything that might be soothing, in fact. And the name was just the reflection of that concept. Okay, question 3. What's your favorite type of craft? I would say my favorite now is definitely scrapbooking, which is a wide notion as I see it. Junk journaling, definitely. In fact, it's not even journaling, it's journal making, I would say, because I used to like to keep notes, but now I prefer to create something physical, to create something you can touch, you can just enjoy. So this is my favorite type of craft. Now it's eclectic, because in fact I use a fusion of many styles and many types. I have been working on my style for a couple of years, maybe for 5 already years, and I have taken a lot of online courses from the local mostly Russian craftswomen, and yes, the ideas have come from them. More than that, I actually like mixed media, definitely, and I like everything related to paper or related to paper construction, fabric, yes, for sure, and different natural stuff, seeds, dried wood or twigs, or just anything that you can find in the forest, and anything that you can put your hands on. What is your favorite place to shop for your craft supplies? I tend to shop mostly online, and I keep buying things from local manufacturers. Local, I mean Russian manufacturers, because for us, the former USSR citizens who now are living in different countries, in different states, we still have common culture, I would say, with Russia. I live in Belarus, and Russia is our neighboring country. So for me, it's cheaper and it's easier, and more than that, it's faster to get the goods from Russia. So most often I buy things there, and I have a couple of local suppliers who sell retail goods. They buy them in Russia and then resell them here. This is how I get the majority of my magnificent dies, and from Ukraine and Russia. And this is how I get my favorite kits. I mean, paper kits, paper pads, and this one is also a Russian one. This is a Russian provider and Russian manufacturer. And sometimes I shop locally, in local shops, mostly for fabric and for something that, or for glue, for example, and for something, and I buy glue in an ordinary, in the department where they sell stuff for redecoration, paint, and so on, like household goods, something like that. Because you know that if you buy specific scrapbooking glue, it costs a fortune, and exactly the same glue with the same quality and the same and even better sometimes quality can be bought in the shops like that, and I think many of you can relate. So fabric mostly, and one more important supply that I keep buying locally is different notepads and different notebooks, stuff like that, because music sheets, sheet books, and so on, because in fact I use them quite often in my journals. That's why it's, for me, it's the cheapest way to buy them here locally. That's clear, I think. Everybody does it. So, well, what are your top 5 favorite crafty YouTube channels? And so I binge watched a lot of quite famous creators, Nick Booksmith and Marami Small Art by Marta Lapkovska. What else? Then Vicky Papayonu. I'm not very sure that I can pronounce her beautiful name, but I hope at least it's recognizable and you can guess what I mean. Tim Holtz, that's for sure. That was my first, probably one of the first teachers, working with distress paints, distress stains, and whatever, and yes, and distress ink, and that was probably the beginning. Yes, these are the main channels I can remember now. But now I almost don't watch YouTube craft channels, like journal making channels. Only from time to time, when I see some, when I just have some subscriptions. I mean, I am subscribed to a lot of magnificent, marvelous girls who make journals. But in fact, I am so short of time that I even cannot create anything. I'm now a little bit too busy with my life and family matters and other stuff, and therefore now I can't spend as much time as I want on my craft, on journal making, on tutorials, on video making, although I still have many ideas on how it can be done. But no, not now probably. Maybe later. I hope later, and I will do everything for that. Hope is not enough if you can't do something, you should. But I still enjoy, if I have an opportunity, if I have a chance to watch something and enjoy, I watch my favorite top 5 crafty channels will be definitely Sigita Coffee Stains. I adore her style and her creativity, and I would say her productivity, her performance, because she manages to deal with all the life stuff and at the same time to be as creative as she is. And she's for me one of the heroines, I would say, one of the people or crafty people who inspire me and who make me feel everything is real, achievable. You just must follow your goal and follow your dream, I would say, and at least you shouldn't stop. That's it. Because unless you try, you will never know whether you fail or succeed. That's my motto now. Okay. Next, the second one is Olga Direktorenko. I'm not sure whether she's from Russia or from other Russian-speaking country. Russian-speaking country. And she's very good at making shakers using different die cuts. Yes, this is the art in itself, and I learned a lot of tricks from her. Then is Umut Rados. I'm not sure whether as well I pronounced that in the correct way, but still it's mostly for art journaling and drawing. This is, well, the process itself is really enjoyable. When I watch her art journaling, it's magic. So one more is Marmy Small Art, definitely. My mixed media tricks, many of them come from this channel as well. And Nick the Booksmith, for sure. That was the first channel, the first junk journal channel, and also this is a woman who lives from her craft and who lives from her junk journals. Therefore, I consider her to be the woman I look at, the example or the sample I can follow, and I believe I can do something and achieve my goals. And Vicky Papayono. That's it, because she's great with ideas, she is great with composition making, and she is absolutely fantastic with color schemes. This is about art journaling as well, mostly, but why not? Which is question 6. What are your favorite colors? Oh, in fact, it's craft color. I mean this brown paper color, white, and the combination is great, as you can see. Green, because I am crazy and I'm fond of botanical journals where the main color is green as well. And green, blue, yes, because after this mint line of winter journals, I will move to blue line and the combination of blue, white and craft, and then pink. Sounds strange, but I still like pink. Mahogany and probably beige. So you can see it's difficult to say. So, and my color schemes are different. I usually like combining craft and white, black and white, craft and red. Actually, this brown color is very versatile. You can combine it with many other colors perfectly well, and I tend to keep to the scheme with 2 main colors, adding a couple of additional accent colors. What are your favorite tools to craft with? Okay. Difficult to say which are favorite, but I would say the ones I most frequently use are cutting machine, and a huge collection of cutting dies. I've been collecting them maybe for 5 or 6 years, and maybe even more. I have never counted that, and I think I'm not gonna stop. Not now. They still produce and manufacture, and they make a lot of fantastic designs all the time, and it's impossible to stop. So stamps, cuttlebug and cutting dies, my first favorite set of tools, and second is stamps and inks. I have a big collection, not huge, but quite a good collection of distress inks and a couple of StaZon inks, but in fact I keep using mostly 1 or 2 because because of this the color scheme I have mentioned before, where I tend to use only very limited amount of colors. Well, then soft glue bottle. This is just, for me, it's one of the most, this one by the way, one of the best things I have. I bought just a bottle of glue, pom-pom, as far as I remember. Yes, you can see the remnants of the label. I'm moving to the end. Where did you get your love for crafting? So I don't know, maybe from my mom, maybe from my granny. My mom definitely was a very talented craftswoman, but she wasn't. She could have been, but she didn't have this opportunity. She had to work hard all her life. She was a teacher, and then when my father died, I was 11 then, and we lived in a different foreign country. We lived abroad, and before that, she made her own clothes, and she made our clothes, and it was her hobby. She could sew really well. She bought these sewing magazines, and with sewing patterns and schemes, and she really was very good at that. But after we came to Belarus, after my father's death, after we came to Belarus, she had to work for the rest of her life to support us and her 2 children. The second thing why I think it was from my mother is that she actually started to teach me embroidery, sewing, doing some patchwork probably she started doing that when I was a child. Okay, I think this one is not very good now. When I was a child, maybe 3 years old, right? She taught me, she was a teacher, so she decided to experiment. And she taught me everything, reading, and at the same time I had lessons of so-called трудовое обучение in Russian. In English it's something close to hand work or manual work classes, manual labor classes, yeah, something like that. When I'm not sure what is the household classes or something. I'm not sure what is the equivalent in American or any European or British schools, but in fact it was the set of classes where we learned how to sew our own clothes, and how to cook, and how to make things, and so on. So, and she taught me this at the age of 3, probably, before I went to school. then, and as I remember, I loved crafting all my life. I have loved crafting and handmade, I just don't know, things all my life. And I have always kept making something, starting with soft toys which I sewed, and different kinds of decorations. Yes, and I kept a lot of different journals. As you know, children are crazy, young girls are crazy about keeping journals, so I kept a lot of journals when I was a girl. French journals, just any other types, I just don't remember. Then tiny questionnaires. I'm not too sure whether you have the same, but it was very funny, and girls usually did it, made them. We made a list of questions, something like, what is your name, date of birth, what is your favorite color, who is your favorite friend, what is your favorite boy's name. I think this kind of activity, or this kind of journal, is very common all over the world for girls. And we decorated them with whatever we could find. Then I collected, as far as I remember, I used to collect postcards then, because, you know, we used to write a lot of postcards, send a lot of postcards to our relatives and friends. Then I definitely collected stamps for some time. Then for some more time I collected matchbox covers. Then I remember that I kept looking for some natural stuff like twigs, nice pine cones, or nice plants, anything like that, everything that I'm doing now. And I just made some compositions out of them, some decorations, and I liked it so much. And yes, I used to make books. I wrote different stories. My mother taught me, asked me to write stories. It was one of my classes that she gave me. I mean, she played school with me, and I wrote a lot of stories or poems, and I decorated them, and I made them into tiny books. I kept making beds for my toys, clothes for my dolls, and all this stuff. And then I started to make jewelry for myself with, you know, these kits for children with specific plastic that gets solid when you heat it. Okay, this girl stuff. But as I see now, while I'm answering this question, I see that journaling has always been here with me. When did you start crafting? So I think I have already answered this question in the previous one. I started probably at the age of 4, maybe not 3, maybe 4. When it was like, it wasn't just something that I was made to do, but it was something that I wanted to do. Okay, still back to my composition and back to the last question. It's about what has been your favorite craft so far. I'm not sure that I haven't answered this question yet, but my favorite craft so far is journal making, paper making, 100%. This is it. Maybe a little bit of fabric, but only in terms of because I can use it in journal making. I would say that journal making, junk journal making, is the best method or the best craft that incorporates all the possible crafts you can only think of. Sketching, painting, sewing, cross-stitching. I use all of these. I even do some cross-stitching patterns. I make them and I include them into I also use them in my work. Even the process of preparation, the stuff, of collecting the stuff, of preparing the paper, everything is therapeutical and everything is creative, and you can see the result immediately. And more than that, really, it has helped me to find recognition outside my job, and it has helped me to find the people who think alike in different parts of the world. It's really fantastic that you can find so many friends in the places that you have never been to. Okay, I understand everything. I know everything about virtual friendship, believe me, but at least you have people who appreciate what you do and who understand what you do and who do the same things that you do. And they don't undervalue it. They give it enough appreciation, and they give it they understand what's going on and not why it's important for you, but why it can be treated as something valuable. So I would like to thank you, all my virtual friends and people who just sometimes stop and enjoy what I do, or they say something, comment on something that I do. They support me. Even in difficult, hard times, I believe that I still have the way out and I still can have something that I want. And so thank you for that and for the support. And I hope that I can give it back. It pays off. It will pay off, and I will pay off with some ideas that I can share on YouTube as soon as I have some more free time to make more videos. Because I definitely have a lot of ideas on what I can share, but not today, probably. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm afraid that this video has taken too much time, therefore I will probably speed it up a little bit, so don't get surprised if my voice is a little bit too silly. I will do that for you, not to make you bored. Sometimes I talk about the metaphors that I make using different stuff and supplies, but most often I don't, because I think that you create your own senses, you write your own stories when you open a book, you get your own associations when you open the journal, the same. You get your own ideas, you use your own experience. This is what makes any journal or any work of craft or anything that you take yours, and it makes it personal. Because probably the vibes but anyway, I think that the vibes that get into any work of art can be felt. I do believe it, and I hope you feel my heart when you get things from me. And thank you, dear Maddie, for asking me to record this video, because for me it was a good way to think about the way that has led me where I am now, to this point. And as far as I know, as far far as I know, I have to tag 2 more people that could also take a chance of writing or of recording the same video, not the same, but actually similar video. And I would definitely like to learn about Sigita coffee stains, and I will post the links to her channel, to their channel, to the channels of these people below, and Vicky Papayona as well. I'm really interested in how they live, how they create, how they arrange their lives. And I hope that will help us get closer. And girls, remember, we all have something in common. I think we have something connecting us, and thank you, I don't know, the universe, God, for giving us this opportunity to see how many people are there, how many people share our values, and we are no longer alone. Even when somebody doesn't appreciate our hobby or things we do, there are people who see something in that, and that really changes the picture. And it can really help when everything seems to fall down, to break down. Thank you. Be happy, stay safe, and keep going. Thank you. Bye-bye.